Hello, and welcome. Thanks for taking the time to hop on with me. So, today I want to talk about 9 places in America that you must see before you die or in your lifetime. I shared 3 places earlier today, and I want to share all 9 with you all. So, have you ever wondered what are the must go to places in the United States? Bucket list sites that you must see before you die. Say hello and let me know where you're tuning in from. And hey, if you don't know me, I'm Mara Vasel, the Golf Girl Life, helping you create luxury lifestyle experiences. As we all start opening up, the world's opening up, we're taking more vacations, we don't really need to go far or even have a passport to see amazing things, from natural attractions to historic sites. I'm going to dip into 9 places that I came across that are in the United States that are so awe-inspiring. They're perfect for a great American bucket list trip. So let's dive in and get to know what 9 places you should visit before you die. So, tipping off at number 1 is Sedona, Arizona. Did you know it's famous for its ancient red rock canyons, which have more than, I think it's 70 hiking trails? There's cliffs, there's forests to trek, including the famous Cathedral Rock, known for its towering monoliths, and the Devil's Bridge Trail. The city is also known for its spirituality. Tradition has it that Native Americans used to go to Sedona to heal, which has helped it become such a popular place for yoga retreats and health and wellness trips. So, are you a believer that the layered red and orange rock formations unique to Sedona are magical? I think I am. The second spot I want to talk about is the French Quarter in New Orleans, Louisiana. You know, New Orleans is such a fun city with great food, people watching, and just things to do. Did you know that it dates back to the early 1700s, where centuries of French, Spanish, and Southern cultures merged right in the city? It's known for its architecture, like I said, its food, and its traditions, like the famous Mardi Gras. And tourists come in droves every single year to check out the well-preserved buildings, the jazz clubs and historic restaurants, as well as famous attractions like the Jackson Square and haunted mansions. So the streets are pretty lively during the day, but by night they turn into pretty crowded, and the quarter, actually the famous Bourbon Street, holds lots of late night partying, and bars are open every day, 24 hours a day. Isn't that just crazy? Have you been to New Orleans? Have you been to Bourbon Street? Have you been to Mardi Gras? I'd love to know. So drop it in the comments and let me know. So the next spot that I want to talk about, I think this is number 3, is Mount Rushmore in Keystone, South Dakota, which is just awe-inspiring. I mean, can you believe that it was constructed in 1927 and it took 14 years to carve? And since its debut in, I think it was 1941, it has become iconic in the United States. Its 60-foot high granite faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt were mostly carved during the Great Depression, and it only cost $1 million. Can you imagine what that would cost to carve today? Did you know that it's located in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and that nearly 3 million visitors come each and every year? That's just crazy. And what a beautiful and historic site it is. So number 4 Keeping out west is the Grand Prismatic Springs, which is in Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. And if you know me, you know that Wyoming is pretty near and dear to my heart, as my two dogs, Bridger and Teton, are named after the Bridger-Teton National Forest in Jackson, Wyoming. But I want to talk about Yellowstone and not so much my dogs. And they're actually being really quiet, which is pretty good because normally I get on and start doing a video and there's just barking and craziness happening. Anyways, Yellowstone is America's oldest national park, which was established in the 1870s with rocks dating back more than 2 million years. And did you know it sits atop the largest supervolcano in America, which produces hundreds of beautiful geysers, like the famous Old Faithful, which shoots water up to 200 feet high. There's hot springs and steam pools in the park as well. Make sure, what I mentioned earlier, make sure to check out the nearby Grand Prismatic Spring. It's about 7 miles away from Old Faithful. It's hypnotizing and surreal, and one of the largest hot springs in the United States and third largest in the world. It is 370 feet long and 121 feet deep. Isn't that crazy? And the spring is known for its radiating, vibrant orange and yellow colored rings, which form around a rainbow colored waters. So that's kind of cool. And I mean, just such a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. So if you're ever in the Wyoming area and close to Yellowstone, don't forget to check out the Grand Prismatic Springs. Next, I'm going to take you a little bit south to Miami and Key West, Florida. Two of my favorite cities. Miami is crammed with luxury hotels, restaurants, bars, clubs, but the big draw is the Art Deco district, which has a large collection of Art Deco buildings. I think there's about 800 historically significant structures, and it's also known widely for its cultural neighborhoods like Little Havana, which feels just like a slice of Cuba here in South Florida. But if you want to go a little further south to Key West in the Florida Keys, where pretty much time stands still. It's the southernmost point of the continental US and is completely isolated, and having served as the furthest hideaway retreat for some famous authors like Ernest Hemingway. It's retro, campy, bohemian, where locals and visitors alike can walk barefoot along the 7-mile island that's full of 19th century built homes in Caribbean colors, open air restaurants, bars and beds and breakfasts, and of course, all the chickens. And if you've been to Key West, you know that there are chickens everywhere. Next, number 6, I want to talk about the Grand Canyon National Park, which sprawls about 1,900 square miles, is known for its towering canyons with peaks and cliffs, providing the best views. You can also see herds of bison and camping under a starry sky. How cool would that be? The natural wonder has one of the most recognizable landscapes in America. Nearly 5 million people a year visit by car, by tour bus, helicopter tours from Las Vegas. You can go rafting, horseback riding, and biking. They also added, I think back in 2007, maybe it was, they added a skywalk, 70-foot glass walkway that's 4,000 feet above the Colorado River. Kind of scary, but a great sight to see nonetheless. So number 7 is Grand Central Terminal in Manhattan, New York. And let's talk about New York City. It's chocked full of renowned attractions like the Statue of Liberty, the Brooklyn Bridge, Times Square, Empire State Building, all of which you can see in one day. But one of the most popular tourist sites is Grand Central Terminal. It's a stunning historic landmark and one of the most famous train stations in the world. It opened back in the late 1800s, but didn't open to the public until the early 1900s. And it's one of the oldest New York landmarks. The terminal is just breathtaking. It's architecturally impressive with its gigantic soaring ceilings, Roman arch and spire facades, Corinthian columns, arched windows, and of course, the famous clock. It's cavernous yet elegant, with chandeliers glimmering in the waiting area, with marble walls and a twinkling fiber optic ceiling. And if you've ever been to Grand Central Terminal or Grand Central Station, you'll know that people watching is just so much fun. And you can spend hours just sitting there watching everyone go by in the hustle and bustle of getting to work, going to different areas of the country. You know, it's just such a melting pot. So let me know, have you been? Number 8 on my list is the Hollywood sign and the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, California. So we're going from one coast to the next. The iconic Hollywood sign is a symbol of Tinseltown, laying cultural roots in Los Angeles and seen in countless movies, TV shows, and music videos. There's no other city in the United States with a 350-foot long sign perched high in the hills welcoming the visitors. Many tourists can get up close and personal by hiking the actual Hollywood sign every day. And there's various hiking trails. The sprawling city views from the sign are absolutely breathtaking. Not to mention, while you're in the area, you probably want to cruise down the Sunset Strip, which is one of America's most famous streets, known for its countless billboards and entire building walls advertising music, TV, music stations, movies, sports, and the list goes on. But the legendary street since the 1920s is also home to the iconic places like Whiskey A Go-Go, Sunset Tower, and Chateau Marmont. Have you been? Isn't it just beautiful? Looking from the Hollywood sign, just seeing the skyline of LA, the Sunset Strip, everything that California has to offer. So number 9, and rounding it off, is the bioluminescent bay, which is in Puerto Rico. As you know, or as you maybe don't know, there is a handful of known bioluminescent bays in the world. They're in the Cayman Islands, Australia, Vietnam, and then there are also 2 right in the United States. San Juan Island in Washington, which is reachable by ferry, but the bioluminescent bay at Mosquito Bay in Puerto Rico is the most well-known, and it's the brightest due to the low light pollution. When travelers go on a dark night with a tour guide, you probably don't want to go during the full moon. You know, try to avoid those times because it won't be as vibrant. But when you go on a dark night with a tour guide, you can get in the water and swim with the microscopic sea life. These plankton light up and are disturbed. They light up when they're disturbed. So you can move underwater and it will appear as though your body is glowing. The conditions have to be right for this incredible natural phenomenon to occur. And it's not easily captured on camera. So don't expect to take photos. But definitely put that on your list. So out of these 9, I would like to know, how many sites have you visited? Have you visited all 9? I know I haven't visited all of them, and not enough. So they are going on my bucket list of must-have places to go. So it's time to create more memories. And if you want to add any to the 9 that I talked about, I would love to hear what maybe you think could be number 10. And please, 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 if you want more tips, join my community, The Golf Girl Life, where we are creating luxury lifestyle experiences. And I hope to see you soon. And I hope you found this valuable. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.